Stomping Grounds has come and gone, but the pay-per-view as well as the 24th June 2019 edition of Monday Night RAW gave fans some ideas what to expect from the WWE in the near future. Join us now as WrestleLamia looks at what the WWE told us this week on Monday Night RAW. Number 1. The WWE is serious about no wrestling during commercial breaks. Last week, there were rumblings that Vince McMahon wanted there to be no wrestling on Raw and SmackDown Live during commercial breaks. While fans attending these shows have always had to deal with the awkwardness of live television, including Nitro which also had unexpected pauses during the show when the camera was off, this new royal decree has made for some odd booking. According to one fan who attended Raw, R-Truth has had 3 matches tonight, Alexa Bliss and Natalya have had 2 matches, the Usos and the Revival have had 2 matches, Kofi Kingston had 2 matches and a beatdown, Ricochet and AJ Styles' match needed to be restarted after the Good Brothers were sent to the back, so 2 matches. How SmackDown Live deals with this new McMahon mandate should prove interesting, as one wonders how many times the WWE can restart matches, run 2 out of 3 Falls matches, or have the same superstars working multiple matches while the rest of the locker room sits backstage doing nothing. While the idea is to get the fans to enjoy an entire match without commercial interruption, it remains to be seen whether this will help ratings. Number 2. Bray Wyatt will return soon. Fans looking for an episode of Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse were disappointed when they didn't get a new episode this week. Take heart, Fireflies, though, because it looks like the WWE is teasing Bray's return to live television, as several of his friends on the show made cameo appearances on Raw. Ringside News took note of the cameos. Abby the Witch made a very quick guest appearance. If you blinked then you might have missed it, but as The Miz was walking down the hallway and cleaning his glasses, Abby poked her head around the corner. This was a very quick cameo and no other attention was drawn to it. In another scene, Mercy the Buzzard appeared behind Kofi Kingston. As noted by PW Insider, Bray Wyatt was backstage at the 17th June 2019 Raw, and although he did not appear, rumour has it he will be appearing at live events soon. There's no word on exactly when Wyatt will make a formal return to Raw, but it looks as if the WWE is spending time building up his return, just as they did with his Firefly Funhouse segments. Number 3. The AEW WWE war is heating up on social media. As we've discussed in past videos, the stars of All Elite Wrestling haven't been afraid to poke fun at the WWE, whether it's comedy segments on the YouTube series Being the Elite, or the segment at Double or Nothing where Cody Rhodes took a sledgehammer and destroyed a replica of Triple H's throne. It looks like AEW hasn't let up, as seen by All Elite Wrestling's Chris Jericho responding to Seth Rollins' war of words with New Japan Pro Wrestling sensation Will Ospreay. Rollins started off things by tweeting, "Doubling down. Best pro wrestling on the planet. See that cruiserweight triple threat? And that's just one night. One match amongst the many. Find anyone else alive who does what I do as well as I do it, as often as I do it. You can't." New Japan's IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Ospreay responded briefly tweeting, "I'm alive," which must have rubbed the Beast Slayer wrong as he replied, "I'm sorry little guy. We already have a better version of you here and he just won his first US title tonight. Congrats Ricochet, keep working hard though buddy." All Elite Wrestling's Chris Jericho rose to Ospreay's defense, reminding Rollins, he's actually taller and bigger than you, just saying. Perhaps wanting to stir the pot further, Jericho tweeted Adam Kelly's dig at WWE that mocked the Bobby Lashley-Braun Strowman tug of war, saying, "Yeah, this is what I want to see on a wrestling show, a tug of war. Jericho, can you please save us?" Comments like these and similar ones from fans seem to be irritating the architect, if a recent tweet is any sign of how he feels. Rollins responded to a fan who told him to dial back his rhetoric with this, "Nah dog, let me dial it up. I've sat back and watched idiots with no clue talk poorly about the place I dedicate my life to every hour of every day. The level I perform at on a constant is untouchable. Time to let 'em know." Ospreay eventually tweeted back at Rollins saying, "Fact of the day, Will Ospreay wrestled more matches in 2019 than WWE Rollins. Catch up little guy." Even though Baron Corbin has blocked us on Twitter, he also responded to Ospreay saying, "More important fact, Baron Corbin has wrestled more matches in 2019 than Will Ospreay. Another fact, I don't actually know who you are, I just wanted to be a part of the convo." But then things took an interesting turn, as rather than Rollins actually saying that he's a better wrestler than Ospreay, he wanted to compare bank accounts instead, pretty much saying, look, I earn more money than you, so I'm the better wrestler. Do you think Rollins was right to say that? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 4. The Undertaker wants to go out properly. Trying to predict The Undertaker's final retirement is starting to get as problematic as trying to pin down Terry Funk's ultimate retirement. While his match against Goldberg at Super Showdown was seen by some as his last outing, the match was such a disaster that it appears the Phenom wants at least one more match before he ends his career, undoubtedly wanting to remove that stink from his match in Saudi Arabia against Goldberg. That likely explains Taker's appearance during the handicap match between Roman Reigns and his seemingly eternal foes Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. With the Dead Man and the Big Dog now set to face McMahon and McIntyre at Extreme Rules, Taker will have a shot at atoning for the Super Showdown catastrophe with Goldberg, and do so in a match where he can hide his age-related limitations in a tag team match, rather than exposing them in a singles bout. Number 5. AJ's heel turn is imminent. Fans have been speculating that the Phenomenal One was headed towards the dark side ever since his move to Monday Night Raw and him challenging Seth Rollins. Now it looks as if Styles is not only looking to turn heel, but perhaps reform the club by relying on his friends Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. This was apparent last night when Styles asked Anderson and Gallows to stay at ringside with him during his non-title match against the newly crowned US champion Ricochet. Even though Styles ultimately asked the Good Brothers to leave when they teased interference, this is likely a swerve and it won't be long before Styles is a fully fledged heel. Number 6. The WWE's Women's Tag Team division is in trouble. The WWE's Women's Revolution isn't dead, but it's in critical condition unless you're a women's champion from Raw or SmackDown. The Iconics have been Women's Tag Team Champions ever since WrestleMania 35, but they've been largely absent and they've yet to defend the titles on a pay-per-view. The WWE's women's division has been lukewarm of late, with the WWE ignoring SmackDown women's roster except for Bayley and totally dismissing the tag team champions. Sadly, this makes sense as the WWE seems befuddled by how to push its single stars, let alone figure out how to throw tag teams together. Number 7. The 24/7 title is the WWE's current darling. With the WWE Universe eager to tune in onto the ongoing saga involving the 24/7 Championship on social media and WWE television, the WWE is wisely making the belt a featured portion of its programming. The 24/7 belt has proven versatile, whether action takes place in the ring, backstage, on an airplane, or even at someone's wedding. The WWE has made it a big part of its show, and it seems to have quickly become Vince McMahon's darling. Something odd concerning it was an idea suggested to him by the USA Network rather than a McMahon original. That probably explains why it's been a success rather than the usual Vinnie Mac duds. Number 8. Seth and Becky are now Cena and Nikki 2.0. The WWE hasn't wasted time pushing the real-life relationship between Universal Champion Seth Rollins and Raw's Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Whether it's Lynch helping her boyfriend overcome guest referee Lacey Evans' interference during Rollins' match against Baron Corbin at Stomping Grounds, or the mixed tag match scheduled for Extreme Rules, it's crystal clear to the fans that Rollins and Lynch have become John Cena and Nikki Bella 2.0. It wouldn't surprise us if the WWE is already trying to figure out a way to spin Lynch off into her own show as the ratings for Total Bellas continues to drop. Let's just hope the WWE doesn't push Rollins and Lynch into fabricated wedding proposals. Number 9. Ricochet is getting a massive push. Although Ricochet lost his non-title match against AJ Styles on Raw, he's still getting an incredible push for someone who's only been on Raw since February 2019. His US Championship win over Samoa Joe at Stomping Grounds featured a pre-match and a post-match interview, including an angle at Stomping Grounds where the WWE teased a match between AJ Styles and the newly crowned champion. Ricochet faced a true main eventer in AJ Styles and more than held his own on Raw, a rare example of the WWE using a defeat against a more established star to help build up a younger star. Expect to see a major program between Ricochet and Styles, as the WWE seems intent on pushing Ricochet as one of its elite babyfaces. And number 10. The Wildcard rule is seemingly dead. Last week we discussed the astonishing number of wrestlers who jumped from one brand to another, violating the WWE's Wildcard rule that only 4 superstars can cross over at a time. This week was equally bad, and there was no explanation given why so many SmackDown superstars appeared on Monday Night Raw. Not only is the Wildcard rule dead, but it's starting to look as if the brand split is dead as well. The WWE needs to make up its mind and let the fans know whether they are two different brands or simply champions for each show. While it would be nice if the WWE explained what happened to the Wildcard rule, it's more likely they'll sweep it under the rug just as they did with Raw's darker third hour. But there you have it guys, the various things that we can expect in the near future thanks to the hidden messages the WWE gave us on the 24th June 2019 edition of Monday Night RAW. Be sure to leave your comments down below, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.